Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, home of the BitSquad, the largest and greatest crypto community in all of the interwebs, past, present, future, Skynet, all realities here. This is Around the Blockchain. We come to you Monday through Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with some of your favorite guests, talking about your favorite topics. Today is no exception, so we're going to get right into it. We have in our top right corner, it's good old Crypto Keeper, and you definitely want to check out his channel. We keep telling you to check out Debate Crypto. I think it was your last video. He has a market cipher breakdown by CryptoFace himself. So you definitely want to check that out. It's short, sweet, gets right to the point. So definitely check that out. And speaking of CryptoFace, we have Gareth Soloway, who we call the TA guy's TA guy. So you get the stamp of approval from the Tom Crowns and the real crypto faces out there. So Gareth, you know, we all look up to you, man. You know what it is, though? It's all the screens behind you. We're just mesmerized. You're basically Richard Hart with his watches, but with TA screens. And we also have MacNCheeasy. You also want to check out his channel. He just did a good ENS breakdown. He does weekend reviews. So definitely check out The Incubator. The Incubator is MacNCheeasy's channel. And we have my NFT update co-host, Justin Williams, holding down the home spot there. That's a load of bullshit, he says, but not when you're talking about Cardano NFTs. That's right. He's a Cardano maxi now. So BJ got his tendrils inside of him, and the next thing you know, they start squirreling around, and then, you know, look at Justin now, making me even get a Cardano wallet. But today, we're going to be talking about the SHIB DAO. We're going to be talking about why some people are bullish on altcoins, including XRP. XRP Army, where are you at? Let's see you in the chat right now. I want to see some XRP Army. Let's smash some likes, XRP Army. Let's rocket past 500. I know we can. And Ozzy Osborne BAT NFTs, not basic attention token people. No, we're talking about, yeah, the guy with, you know, Sharon. He bit a bat on a stage a long time ago. Now he's recreating that. But on the digital block space, it's okay, PETA. Don't worry. No bats were harmed in the making of this NFT drop. But we're going to get right into it. But before we do that, everybody, you know what time it is, right? You know what time it is. It's tool time. No, I'm just kidding. It is Market Watch time. Let's see what the markets are doing. Oh, wow. That's actually, this is actually pretty big news. It looks like Bitcoin just broke to the green here. It's been in the red, you know, a large portion of the day. We have Ethereum at 3,800, still trying to do that climb to 4,000. Binance coin holding solid above 510. I think it did hit as high as 650, if I'm not mistaken, or close to it. Let's see, going down the line, you know, Terra, Luna. So it's looking good. Let's cut right to the chase here. Gareth, I'm going to ask you, you're the TA guy. Now, we are going to be talking to Bitcoin in a second, but what is the short term looking like? I mean, we just turned to the green. It's 4,600. Is 44 kind of where you're looking to bounce? Or, I mean, can we go down further to 42, 4,000 or 40,000?
Yeah, so it's interesting with Bitcoin. Bitcoin's been hovering in a sideways channel for quite a long time. So if we take a look at the chart here, check this out. Ever since we had that early December mega flush from like 54,000 to 42, what you can do is you can basically put a trend line and mark off all the lows along that. And the same thing with the highs. So you're trading in a range basically between 46,000 and 52,000. And that's for the last full month. So the question is it going to break to the downside, in which case the next support is going to be 42,000, then 40,000, or can it fight its way back? But basically, as a technical trader, you're just watching these 2 points. Watch the 46,000 level. Any sort of major move below that, you're going down to 42. If it can fight back to 52,000, that's going to be the spot to watch. All right. So 52,000 on the upside. Again, that is your level to watch.
All right. For us to basically get to Moon Boy status, we have that 52 that we just got it. We got to knock it out like Apollo Creed, you know, and was it Rocky 2 and 1 kind of. But so we got the 52. We got that nice support on the bottom. So, all right. These are definitely areas I'm going to be keeping an eye on. So, but let's talk some SHIB DAO. That is right. It had maybe the worst name or best name. I don't know. SHIB, of course, very popular meme token, Shiba Inu, and they're creating a DAO and they're calling it the Doggy DAO. I mean, let us know in the comments. What do you think, chat? Let us know. Smash the like if you like Doggy DAO. If you think of a better name, please let us know in the comments. But the DAO is going to let the stakeholders make decisions on reward pools, coin listings. Those who know, you know, they're trying to get into NFTs, whether it's marketplaces, you know, the minting. They're trying to make exchanges here. They're trying to make DEXs. So SHIB definitely has a growing community. This community is trying to develop on this coin. You know, they want to see it to the moon. It's not going to go to a penny, people. But, you know, they still, you know, they want to remove some zeros, I guess is what I should say. So they're saying, you know, this DAO is going to give the power to its community, which is what DAOs are all about, decentralized autonomous organizations. Think of democratizing the blockchain process. But the rewarded liquidity pools will be decided fully by the users, and this avoids the developers from making those very choices. Now, MacNCheeasy, you know, you're the TikTok guy, you know, so you see, I think it's fair to say you see more of this audience than the rest of us when it comes to the SHIB army. I'm sure they're in your, you know, replies when you're saying, you know, what meme tokens are you excited about? I'm sure they love to show up here. Now, previously we had some whales making some big SHIB purchases. I'm saying these top 1,000 Ethereum wallets, they're making these SHIB purchases. Do you think they had some inside information on this DAO and maybe they're just pumping their bag so they can have more of a governance role?
It's an interesting point, right? And I think, like, from the DAO perspective, you always have to think through who's going to actually do the work. A lot of times people are just saying the term DAO and then they're just hoping that things are figured out. So you have these whales coming in potentially front running this news in anticipation of some build outs. But you always have to think who is going to actually do the work. And as you mentioned, a lot of people on TikTok ask about SHIB, ask about Doge. So who are the majority of the owners? What does the community look like? A lot of it is retail investors. A lot of it's people that just got into the crypto ecosystem. So how many of them are truly developers? And I'm not sure. There was a number of tweets going on when there was Elon Musk talking about Dogecoin, and there was like, he referenced the Dogecoin developers, and meanwhile the person that created it hadn't worked on it in years, and like there weren't actually any developers.
Yeah,
so it's like, who are the developers? Who is the community? Who are these people that are actually going to build it? And I think jury's still out, but all in all, like, in terms of just meme coins in general, I actually don't hate them. I think it does bring people into the space that maybe aren't there to start or wouldn't have been there anyway. So I don't hate them entirely, but my initial thought is, who's going to do the work? And, you know, maybe these whales are anticipating a pump from this news because DAOs are the next big thing. Web3 DAO, and the market cap goes up.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see if this meme community really rallies behind a more technical aspect of cryptocurrency, because when you think of a meme community, you think of, you know, maybe more surface level knowledge. You know, yes, a meme person where their favorite coin is Doge, and you say, what do you think about ZK rollups? You know, you might just see like a little bit of confusion there. So yeah, we'll be interested to see if they latch on to this narrative. Now, Crypto Keeper, there's some other coins here, and I know you're into the gaming a little bit. So, you know, with Axie Infinity, they released Sweet Love Potion, which was really, really high upside at first. You know, I think it's down about 90% now. But if you would have jumped in on, you know, Axie's other currency, because you get the AXS token, or you could have got the SLP token. Well, they're introducing, you know, they have Leash and they have Bone. Would you see, you know, more of a potential upside with some of the other, you know, the staking reward coins, like the Leash or the Bone? Or do you think there's already going to be too much selling pressure? Maybe just stick with SHIB.
Oh, I think you should throw it all in the trash. Quite honestly, I know I'm going to get a lot of. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this.
Let us know. Hey, chat. What do you think of that? What do you think of that?
Yeah, I'm going to get absolutely castrated for this, but in my opinion, I think that the whole Shiba, you know, army, the whole Shiba thing is nothing more than a garbage meme coin driven by hype and whatever is the newest hottest topic. I really do. So, like, if we look back a little bit further, when Doge was the newest hottest thing, then Shiba said, well, wait a minute, maybe I could come in and we'll just name a coin after a dog because that's what's hot right now, and then boom, we'll get a bunch of attention. Now, side note, I will say, never underestimate, I have learned this, never underestimate the power of a whole lot of people, you know, as it relates to the crypto markets. And then the next thing you know, you've got people delusional about the prices where they're like, hey, it's going to go to $1 before they realize that that would be like a $quadrillion market cap, which would be take every asset in the entire world and put it all into Shiba. And basically, this just continues on and on. I don't know. I'll tell you what I hate about it. I hate that when, you know, I go on TikTok or on YouTube and I talk about the fact that like, hey, listen, if you've made money, take profits and talk about that. It's almost like these people were like in the Shiba womb. Like I'm talking bad about their mother. Right. And so it continues on and on way past that. But EIP 1559 comes out. Now all of a sudden Shiba's got a burn mechanism. Right. So what's next? Decentralized exchange. And then it goes on and on and on. And what's hot right now? The DAOs are hot right now. So I just don't think that the project has any fundamentals whatsoever. And at the end of the day, my problem with it is this. I think that the people, unlike what Austin was saying, like MacNCheeasy was saying, I think a lot of the people that get in think that they're getting into a fundamentally solid project. And in my estimation, they're not. They're getting into a pump project, a meme project, and these people don't understand that they're gambling. If they get in and they understand, hey, this is just straight up gambling, and they understand that's what they're doing, then I'm fine with it. But too many people get in thinking they're making a fundamentally good long-term investment. And what happens? They get burnt, and then they turn it around on us and they say, I knew crypto was a scam. So I just had yeah.
Interesting take. They jump from whatever the hot narrative is to the next narrative. And yeah, I mean, NFTs were real hot, you know, probably a month before they announced it. DAOs were real hot probably a month before they announced this with the Constitution DAO. It was about a month ago. So, yeah, you know, maybe it would take about a month. So maybe something there. You're saying it's like the hype beast TikTok house living version of a cryptocurrency there. All right. Well, Justin, let me ask you this here. So Shiba, they're announcing big things, just like he said. You know, they have layer 2 solutions that should be, what do they call it? Shibarium. That doesn't sound right. They also have, you know, NFTs and DAOs, and they keep doing all these things and moving forward with introducing extra layers on this coin, you know, L2 and everything else. Do you see this playing out similar to like a Bitcoin where it's an older coin and then newer protocols are kind of doing things with their smart contracts? So they're like, well, why don't we try that? Kind of like Bitcoin with the Lightning Network. Do you see this, you know, kind of playing out? They're trying to make that old jalopy into, you know, like a new Tesla or something.
Yeah, I mean, what Keeper was describing is a lot of crypto. Like there are a lot of projects that evolve and change and follow the hype. A lot of them, and I'm kind of where MacNCheeasy sits. Like I appreciate the meme coins because it gives people entry points and a basic understanding. I think a lot of people. I don't think everybody thinks that they're making a sound investment. I think maybe some people do, but some people get burned on investing in Bitcoin. Some people buy the top of Bitcoin and it goes down. Some people buy the top of Ethereum and it goes down. Some people get burned. A lot of people get burned in crypto in general, right? So it's not, I wouldn't hold that against SHIB. I appreciate SHIB for what it is. It may not have any fundamentals. It may not have like a sound project that it's working on. But that's, if you really, really zoom out of all of the entire crypto space, that's almost every project. That's a lot of projects out there that really move and pivot and change and try to follow what's the hype, you know? And so I don't really hold that against them. Does it make me want to buy these other, you know, staking coins that they're coming out with? No, I'm not going to buy any SHIB. I've never bought any. I'm not going to buy any. My dad, however, my 75-year-old dad has called me and countless times begging me to buy him $100 a SHIB because he doesn't know how to do it. Right? He wants me to do it. So if he's watching this, I've done it. It's still sitting there. I think it's down to $50 at this point, but you do have SHIB.
Hey, you know, it's your pa. You gotta look out for pa.
You gotta
I mean?
do it.
All right, Gareth, quick price, you know, question on this. I'm looking at, I think it's down about 10% over the last week. So they're announcing all these, you know, new things they're trying to do. They're trying to, you know, they did a burn last week. They're doing this week. You know, they keep trying to, it seems like they're trying to move the needle. It's not really moving like I think they want it to move. What will it take to get some positive price action? Is there a level we need to hit? Do they just have to rely on Bitcoin going up? How do we get this to go up?
Yeah, I mean, it certainly seems like at this stage the chart is struggling. I mean, all these things that are getting released about it, the chart barely budges. It tells you that there's still a lot of sellers. I mean, we heard about the whales buying, but there's obviously bigger whales selling if the price can't be surging to the upside. So I think, you know, I agree with a lot of what the panel said is that, you know, to me, this is like a pig putting lipstick on a pig. It's like, you can dress it up and do multiple things, but ultimately it is what it is. And I don't see what makes this unique versus any other of the thousands of cryptocurrencies out there at this point. So I would just be cautious. I mean, I would just say, looking at the chart here, you can see that, right now it's still technically holding this support line here. But again, look at the price. It had that nice bounce and it's coming right back into it. If it breaks this trend line, it's got a lot of downside to go. Again, I would be cautious on it. I look at the last 6-7 days, it's forming a bear flag. So I would say it retests that line. And if Bitcoin breaks down at all, this is probably toast. The other thing I'd say, just a little tidbit, is there was a stock back in the late 90s called pets.com. And I kind of relate it because you have Doge and you have Shiba Inu. And ultimately, it was a .com darling. Everyone piled in it. It was all about pets. And before you knew it, it went to zero, basically, when the .coms blew up. So just be careful, people. Buy something that has major, kind of upside in terms of technology or use case. But if it just kind of replicating or became a meme stock or meme crypto, be very careful.
All right. And with pets.com, is it fair to say that they dog piled on it? Well, let's go to the second topic here. Bullish on altcoins. That's right. And I see it. I see the XRP army in the chat. So we're gonna jump to that. We want to talk a few more altcoins, but I know where your head's at, XRP army. So go ahead, hit that like button if you want me to just jump into it now. But
no lightning round?
No. So the mood around the cryptocurrency is growing because we are in this little channel, kind of like Gareth was saying. We're extending. I don't want to get into the Bollinger Band, but the longer we trade sideways, typically what happens is you're going to see a higher spike down or spike up. It's going to be a more violent swing because think of pent up energy. It's a Goku saying "ka" for like 17 episodes. So that's basically where we're at right now. We're like episode 23 of him screaming. Now he's at the May. So we're getting closer to maybe something happening here. But we're also, don't worry, XRP Army. We're going to get into it in a little bit. But we have the MVR indicator. I don't want to get too technical here, but think that more people are breaking towards a loss versus being in the green. So now this is below 1. The last time we saw this indicator do something similar was back in May. And then that's when we kind of entered a mini bear market. Gareth, I'm going to bring it to you again. You're our TA guy. This the MVRV, it takes me back to accounting school years and years ago. Is this something that, is this a technical indicator that you would put stock in, or is this kind of just one of those indicators that exist because there's, so many of them and, it's take it or, leave it?
Yeah, no, I think it is worth keeping an eye on it, mainly because it did tell you something earlier this year when Bitcoin had that bigger flush in May that took us down to 30,000. So I think anytime, technical indicators can work for a period of time and then they can also not work. But if it just worked in May, it absolutely is important to kind of keep an eye on. And a couple things, I just wanted to show you guys some cool stuff here on the Bitcoin chart that I happen to take note of. Is that if you take, so this is a potential head and shoulder pattern that I've talked about before, which is, if you're a crypto bull, this has to be something on your radar that's concerning, right? So you have your head and shoulders. And what I like to show people, which is kind of freaky, is that if you look at the highest point of the shoulder, which was this candle, and if you look at the highest point of this side of the shoulder that was this candle, it's exactly 23 days back this way and exactly 23 days back this way. So, we always talk about the symmetry of charts. That is something that, to me, it just always amazes me. And it does also make me wonder, what the heck is going on here in the chart? Could we be looking at a little short-term breakdown potentially in the charts?
Now, did you just get done watching Jim Carrey 23? That is a little spooky, Gareth. No? Okay. Well, man, good eye there. You're sitting there. This man, that's why he's sitting there counting candles over here. Now, Justin, I'm gonna bring it to you. Let's talk a little XRP. The chat is letting me know how disappointed they were. I wasn't trying to tease you. I wanted to get that Bitcoin question out because it kind of relates to everything we're saying here. Justin, I'm bringing it to you because you've been in and out of XRP for a while now. It's when was your first purchase of XRP?
Oh, first purchase.
Yeah.
First purchase was back in 2017.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't remember the month or where I was at or anything about the moment, but it was a long time ago.
All right. Well, there was 445 million XRP moved by Ripple and an anonymous whale, and one would assume that maybe these people are expecting a price spike. Now there's, the secret timeline. There's rumors and whispers of big things happening in April 2022. Now, what are your thoughts on this as we get closer? Not so much on like whether or not this date will play out, but the whales are buying, Jeb's not selling. The large money, the big wallets, they don't really seem to be. They kind of put a pause on dumping their XRP. Once we got down, I think it was 70 cents. It seemed to be more of an accumulation zone for these whales. Now, someone who kind of, you don't hate it, you don't date it, but you trade it. Someone who trades XRP, how does that make you feel? Is this something that kind of gets you bullish about the situation, or you're just saying there's too many things behind closed doors, I just stay away from it?
Well, there's a lot of speculation, and at this point, I think the price of where XRP is, it would be for me personally. I'm not telling anybody to go buy it. It would be a good gamble, really, because that's what you're doing, to bet that it's going to go up. And I'm guessing the news in April is what, the SEC lawsuit. Is that what the rumor is?
I don't know. Actually, chat is saying Jeb started selling today. Someone else is saying confirmed. We wrote this about 2 hours ago. We haven't seen that, but that's definitely something we'll make sure to look into, and we'll cover it in the morning stream. But let's just say that's true. Jeb started selling. Does that do you panic?
No, he's sold before. It's not like it's
he does have a lot. To be fair, he does have a lot.
He's sold for years, so it's not, that doesn't really bother me. But I do think it's a good play if you're looking to trade it. It would be a good play to long it, or to to think that it's going to go up. I don't think it's got much more room to go down. I think it's got a lot of upside. The SEC, let's say that case closes, it's either going to two things are going to happen. They're either going to pay a fine or they're going to drop the case. They're not going to go away, right? And whenever those two things happen, it's going to go up in price. It's going to go way up. So everybody loves XRP. The army loves XRP. Crypto loves XRP. There's some people that hate it, but there's a lot of people that like it. It's got a huge community, and it's got a lot of use case in the centralized finance world. So I definitely think that it's a good idea to maybe look at it and put a position in.
Traditional finance, they don't have any money. Oh, wait, they have trillions. Oh, okay. Maybe that is a good thing. All right, well, Crypto Keeper, we're talking about, Bitcoin. What's it going to do? Is this, kind of carrying the alts? But there's some, talk of flippenings happening. And how do they put it? They say, it's said that a productive asset must be worth more than a non-productive asset. So that is one of the cases. An ETH maxi would say that Ethereum will eventually, flip a Bitcoin. That said, will we see, a flippening soon? Or do you think that there's just so much upside with, say, the Lightning round or Lightning Network and that such, where Bitcoin will always be king? What do you think?
I think we'll definitely see. I think we'll see it at some point. I think we need to see it. Okay, so I'm kind of an ETH maxi, so I kind of fall into that category that you just mentioned there. I love ETH. ETH's my girlfriend, so don't hurt me too bad on this. But I think that the one thing that people are always going to complain about with ETH is the gas fees, right? And tried to address that with EIP 1559, and it's settled things a little bit. If you buy at the correct time at night, you can actually have just a decent little $5, $10 gas fee, whatever. But there's still there's still spots where you're paying massive fees. That being said, everyone is still building on ETH, is building on the Ethereum network. And it does have the network effect, right? And so because it has so much use case, because decentralized finance, I believe, is the future, people will continue to build on it. It does work. People are using it, and it has that use case, I think, is what's going to continue to have people, utilizing it, where Bitcoin ultimately has turned into kind of like that old guy that wants to talk to you about all the gold that he's holding, right? It's just kind of, it's sitting there doing its thing. There's just not a lot being built on top of, at least as far as I can see. And so, for that reason, I think we'll see it. I just don't know that we'll stay there. I think it'll flip flop a little bit.
Okay, and I just want to, I'm looking at the chat here. ETH will never flip Bitcoin anytime soon. There's too much money in Bitcoin. To be fair, it's about 50% of that money is also in ETH. So
it's close.
Every $100 in Bitcoin, there's slightly over $50 in ETH. So it's not like an insurmountable obstacle to have that go down 25%, and then ETH goes up 50%. They're both that would make them equal at that point.
I have a quick interesting thing, DZ. What about XRP briefly flipping Bitcoin from the standpoint that if you look at the numbers that a lot of people are calling for, I'm not talking about 10,000, I'm not talking about 589, none of that. But ultimately, when the market's going to go nuts when this case is over, assuming that XRP wins. I see that number for a brief amount of time, depending on where we're at in the bull cycle, bear wherever we're at. I could see actually XRP flipping Bitcoin. You heard it here first. I could see it happen for a brief period of time, depending on where we're at in the market cycle.
I would say for every 500 basis points of XRP going up, you can expect Bitcoin to also gain 200 to 300 basis points. So I think it will rise, but I think a rising tide raises all ships. All right, last question on this. Let's stick with this flipping scenario. Mac, if, something flips Bitcoin, whether it's an XRP, whether it's an ETH, is this a bullish or bearish narrative for crypto as a whole?
I think it depends on what is the catalyst that causes Bitcoin to be flipped. Because let's say Bitcoin does have a malfunction. Let's say there is an issue with Bitcoin. Say there's this, that could just be bearish for the crypto market as a whole. And then sure, maybe Ethereum's propped up. I do think Ethereum will be the asset that flips Bitcoin eventually, but I also don't think Bitcoin getting flipped is a bad thing for the entire crypto ecosystem. I think Ethereum and Bitcoin, they fundamentally do different things. The same way there's different assets in traditional securities, there's different assets in crypto. Ethereum is this programmable money. It is an entire ecosystem. It is where you can have DeFi, you can have NFTs, but Bitcoin is simple. And Bitcoin, the same reason why Ethereum is better than Bitcoin is the same reason why Bitcoin is better than Ethereum. Bitcoin doesn't change. It's shown resiliency to change. It's shown that it'll remain the same despite people external from the Bitcoin community wanting it to change. Well, what does this mean? Well, now companies can actually have it on their balance sheet because they know that Vitalik isn't going to push a change that increases the supply by 100% over the next year. They know that these things are going to be consistent over time, and that's why Bitcoin has value. It's its inability to change, and we've seen with Taproot, it does change just slowly, but its inability to change is what has value to it. Now, Ethereum, right? We had EIP 1559. We're going to have the merge in 2022, hopefully, where it can then be deflationary even more. These are bullish reasons for Ethereum, but for that same reason, right? So they're developing and they're building on it. And then there's layer twos. It's this ecosystem that's constantly growing. Bitcoin doesn't have a competitor. Ethereum has a competitor. So all these different things, I think there are two different assets, and one flipping the other, so be it. Just enjoy the show.
I'm not laughing at your point here. I definitely, that is a really good point. Whether it's good and bad kind of at the same time. But the reason I'm laughing is right as he finished, MacNCheeasy missed an opportunity by not calling his channel the microwave. All right, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. All right, let's do the last topic here. Ozzy Osborne bat NFTs. We're going to keep this one light and breezy. Now, warning, any children at home, cover their eyes. Cover your children's eyes. I know we're a family channel, but this is going to get graphic. BJ, will you please cut to my screen here? This is the immortalized moment that, this isn't a graphic one. We made sure to choose the right thing here. But Ozzy Osborne, one of the reasons he rose to notoriety. Okay, stop showing it. Stop showing it. One of the reasons he rose to notoriety was he was on stage. He was biting heads off of fake bats. He did it a long time. Someone one day later on threw a real bat on stage and he bit that head off. He claims he didn't know it was real. Now, whether or not that's true, I'm sure he has reasons for saying, otherwise if it wasn't true. But let's just trust the guy. Let's say, it was an accident. Don't come after him, PETA. You know what I mean? You had your chance in the 70s. But so he's announcing a crypto bats NFT collection, and of course, bats is spelled with a Z because this is crypto, and it's launching this month. It's going to have 9,666 bats. I don't know why he didn't just do all sixes. And they're all going to have unique features. Yes, biting is going to be part of the utility. You can bite. You can make like a mutant bat. You might get a special bat that can bite 99 times. I don't know. It's like a vampire squared mixed with a cat or something there. But Mac, I don't know your familiarity with the Osbornes. You know, I don't know if you're watching the reality show way back in the day as a wee lad, but is Ozzy really interested in NFTs and the technology, or is this something that Sharon and the financial advisors just said, hey, this is a quick way to make a buck? What way do you think that went?
It's interesting that you mentioned why they didn't do 6666 NFTs instead of 9666 NFTs. Well, that's an extra 3,000 NFTs that will be minted, which is even more money. So, and I want to prefix this with, like, in the incubator on our channel and in our Discord, we have one of our active members is an actual mod for the Crypto Bats NFT project. So a lot of us have gotten in on the whitelist, and I'm hoping it succeeds for that reason. However, why is he doing this? Why is he doing this? Well, I think it's kind of clear. I don't think he's an NFT enthusiast. I know in the article, right, he said he wanted a Bored Ape, he couldn't figure out how to buy it, so he made his own project. That probably isn't a great reason to start an NFT project, and to at least create a project that can have a long-term community that is successful. Being a Bored Ape, being a NFT project, being a crypto goon, like, all these projects take a lot of work, like a lot of work after the mint price or after the mint date to actually maintain that floor price. So I'm keeping an eye on it, but I have to question the motives here, because everybody's making an NFT and then they have some sort of story about them owning something. It's just like, I don't know. I'm hesitant. I'm sure the price will pump on NFT release, but long term, I'd keep an eye on the floor.
Chat, you guys are killing us with the comments here. Ozzy is the Ripple CEO. Ozzy spreading a disease that we're not going to name on here. Ozzy's broke? ? Good stuff here. You guys are quite hilarious. So you brought it up right there, right? He said, well, I don't know how to, I wanted Sharon to buy me a Bored Ape and I couldn't figure it out. So, I decided to have some people launch an NFT for me. Now, Gareth, please let us know, your thoughts of Black Sabbath and Ozzy before, you answer this. But his message is essentially, I couldn't figure it out, but, maybe you will. Is that the right message to send to his fans, or is it, like kind of maybe smart marketing, actually?
Yeah, I mean, I think first off, when he bet the head off the real bat, you have to wonder if was that patient zero for COVID. I mean, I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. But
who knows? Who knows?
But anyways, but yeah, going back to what you were saying there, I think again, it's marketing. It's everyone doing what MacNCheeasy is saying here. It's that's where it comes from. So if you look at, I'm a graph guy, I'm a stock guy, a chart guy. My guess is his net worth was going in a diagonal downsloping line, and he needed to pop back up. So that would be my guess on the chart there.
All right. You know what, chat? You continue to destroy us here. Wayne Enterprises is going to buy all these bats. Sounds right, Let's see here. Matt, wait. All right. Crypto Keeper, in the video, he was saying the wife said, we're talking about whether or not, he's trying to get. Sharon said, this is not another celebrity rug pull, and WAGMI. Of course, we're all going to make it. Now, if you catch one of these bats, are you going to make it?
If I catch one of these
bats,
I'm
saying if you meant, I was just trying to be funny because, they threw the bat at him. So if you do, I mean, basically I'm saying, will you make it? Is this something that you're interested in? Of course, not financial advice, but, do you look at this and say, you know what, I can see this has a little meme potential here?
I mean, you know what? I ultimately I agree with the other people on the panel. It's a business opportunity. I think I think he might have looked at the Bored Ape and said, hey, that's really cool. And he very well might have wanted to, emulate, or might have thought that it was really cool. And then Sharon said, hey, listen, we're not spending $500,000 on a freaking picture of an ape. But if you want to talk to somebody about making a project that's something like it, and let's be real, like, Ozzy is iconic. He absolutely is iconic. And because of that, these people, it's the old saying where basically, these people are able to use their star power to make money forever and at any point in time. And that's exactly what's happening here. His publicist probably said, hey, look, we're going to get somebody involved here that can essentially do the exact same thing as Bored Apes, except for we're going to do it as bats. I mean, look at it. He's got mutant bats. If the bat bites, another one, it turns into, I mean, it's literally the exact same thing replicated. I think people are going to do well on the front end. I just don't know how long it takes. It's really hard to have that cult following like has came out of Bored Apes. It's become its own thing. So I highly doubt it being that crazy. But you know what? He's going to make a lot of money, and it will do well. I mean, it just will.
All right. Now, yeah, you bring up a good point. Like, I don't see Ozzy nor Sharon or their children, their brood, I guess you could call them in this case, popping up in the Discord, spending late night hours doing a Twitter Spaces. I personally don't see any of that. Speaking of Twitter Spaces, we got the Pluto Alliance Twitter Spaces extraordinaire here, Justin Williams. Those people, you may not know, Justin's actually our vice president of NFT development here at BitBoy Crypto. So NFTs. Heck, I'm looking at your handle, your NFT Justin, NFT_Justin. Check him out on Twitter. Now, what are your thoughts on, what's the VP of NFT say about this? And follow-up question, will there be an ultra rare headless bat?
Well, fun fact about Ozzy. First thing it's clean, I promise. The first thing he bit a head off of was a dove in the office of the record label when they released one of his albums. So go Google it, check it out. He was intoxicated. I think it was right after he snorted a line of ants, and he bit the head off of a dove. So go check that out if you want to find out what he was up to. But as far as the NFT goes, I don't know. It's going to be successful. I don't think it's going to. The thing about Bored Apes, the thing about most NFT projects, the thing about CryptoPunks that you have, the reason why they have a cult following is because it's not mainstream. It didn't start mainstream. It doesn't start with this celebrity behind it. And so I think that's what's going to go against them. I do, however, think at the very beginning, there's going to be opportunity. You're going to have a lot of opportunity to make some money if you wanted to flip it and all that. But as far as a long-term hold, man, NFT projects everybody on the panel said it. They're extremely hard to keep at floor price. It takes a lot of work. Days, nights, weekends, relationships. It takes a lot. It costs a lot, So NFT projects are hard. People that want to do it, if they want to do it successfully, you better buckle up. So I don't think Ozzy is in the mental state to be able to be on Discord, or I don't think anybody would understand him on Spaces. So I think it's a short-term flip, but after that, I'd probably stay away from it.
All right, and as the host of NFT Update, I too would agree. I think it's a great short-term pop potential. I don't see this dumping day one, but I see this dumping day XYZ, whether it's 20, day 200, something like that. But I just don't know if the cult of Ozzy Osborne, community keep this alive without, him maybe having a more active participating role in that whole process. But that is all we have time for, and it looks like Gareth and Crypto Keeper are tied. I don't know what to do. We might have to flip a coin. I'll tell you what, I will give you each about 15 seconds. Crypto Keeper, we'll start with you. Let's hear both your parting thoughts.
All right. Hey, listen, everybody's on this panel for a reason. Make sure that you give them a follow. Check out their information in the description below. And if you're looking to get a free year of Market Cipher, sign up to debatecrypto.academy. Love you guys.
All right. And Gareth.
Hey, just same thing. Around the Blockchain is an amazing show. DZ, you're an amazing host. Thank you guys for having me on, and it's great to be part of a great panel. If you want to check me out, come to verifiedinvestingcrypto.com.
Yeah, and really, really good channels, both of them. Mac and Justin, no, I'm just kidding. Check out all the channels. Description is in the info. So, you can check it out. Click on the links. Make sure you hit that like button if you're watching later. And that is all we got time for today, BitSquad. Until next time, DZ out.